Right, hi guys, welcome back to the Moaning Yorkshireman and welcome back to another feature on the Chevrolet Matiz. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, I'm doing an all-round video today on the Chevrolet Matiz and I'm just going to show you around it. I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with it, because you already know what's wrong with it, plenty. But I'm just going to give you a basic all-round look at what a Chevrolet Matiz has to offer for not a lot of money, really. You can pick them up for about 600 quid these days for a fairly knackered one like mine, or for a bit decenter with less mileage, about £1,000. So, you know, it's worth considering if it's your first time car, or it's worth considering if you're someone that's wanting to downsize cars and stuff like that, definitely. I'd certainly recommend one. But yeah, let's take a look around. So, of course, we'll start off at the front of the car with the engine. It's a 1 litre, which is fantastic. I'll get it running later. It's a 1 litre SE version, mine, so it's not the SE Plus, and the only difference between the SE and the SE Plus is alloy wheels. So if you don't give it about how it looks, it don't really matter. And they're about the same price now anyway. Like I said, they're all rock bottom prices, so maybe worth getting one while you can. But yeah, not really much to report there. I mean, when the air filter's bigger than the engine, then, you know it doesn't offer much power or performance. But yeah, it is quite a cute little looking car. The body roll's quite excessive on it. It is quite high and quite short. Let's give it a rock, shall we? See how it goes. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that's quite rocky. So yeah, not as in rocky as in it's a fighter. I mean, it is a fighter, this car. I had a rear stub axle failure on it and I'm still here to tell the tale. But yeah, so that's the look around the front of it. As you can see, nice sleek design here. Whoa, chase me Sally. But yeah, we'll take a look inside. I'll show you around the interior of the vehicle, because why not? I've got seat covers on it from my motorsport days when I used to turn up all oily and horrible. Well, let's have a look and show you. That's what they should look like. Or you can get that in orange, depending on if you've got a silver or black car. I don't know of any other colours, and I'm not really bothered, to be honest. But we'll take a jump in nonetheless, and you're greeted with a centre console like that. So it does take a bit of getting used to, obviously, looking in the middle as opposed to having the speedo and everything right in front of you. But apart from that, we're all good there. Performance wise, I think it does about, I can't remember if it does 57 or 58, something like that, brake horsepower. So you're never going to win any traffic light Grand Prix, but the power's there for what you need it. And as I mentioned in the previous video, this has been up and down the length and the breadth of the country doing motorways, and it can do 70 mile an hour, no problem. I mean, you do see the fuel gauge drop, because obviously it's not really built for it, but it can do it, no problem. And yeah, it's a bit of a trooper in that front. It's a bit of a unknown, shall we say. People just think it does supermarkets and back, but no, it can do motorways, and it can do them quite happily, which is always a bonus for a first-time car. It mainly helps to the fact that it's got an older engine in it, so the tax bracket's a bit more. It cost me £145 for the year, but I just have it on monthly, obviously, which comes out, you know, beginning of every month. I think it's about £13. But with it being an older engine, I think the older engines are better at doing mileage on motorways and stuff, because they're just built stronger. So yeah, better get an older engine. Stuff like Dacia Sanderos and the MGs and stuff, the Malaysian stuff, they've got older engine in them, so people avoid them because of the higher tax bracket. But they're basically like the Dacia Sandero, it's just an old Renault Clio with a different body. So they're going to be reliable because they're well known. I mean, it's French, but you know, it's more reliable than, say, a brand new car anyway, because brand new cars are shite. Yeah, you come with a Blaupunkt CD player as standard. Nothing really special to write home about there, to be honest with you, but you can put your CDs in. As you can see, I've got mine. Me indie stuff, me Stereophonics, Circa Waves, bit of 1975 before they were shite. Yeah, and there's plenty of little cubby holes like that. So you've got a little cubby hole there. You've got your little side. This is both sides, front passenger side, driver's side. I mean, I've got about 10 CDs in there. The glove box is full, and that's got my owner's manual in there as well, so that's full of CDs. I can't shut it now because I've moved something out of the way. That's better. There's that there for space. You've also got a seat under you've got a little storage compartment under there, which is always handy to have, especially for hiding sat navs and anything expensive while you're leaving your car in a car park. But yeah, that's pretty much the front. You've got electric windows as standard on the front. Wow! Wow! So there you go, that's a standard. You got your little, all your lights and dashes there, your little light ups. I will start him up in a minute. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the front. In the back, you've not got much. You've just got a ice scraper there. I don't know why that's out there. No one ever sits in the back of it these days, so I'm not really bothered. Not much leg room if you're such as me, that's 6'2" and quite large in size. There's not much room behind me, but you can easily squeeze 3 in without a doubt. You know, the front passenger can go a lot further forward than that, so you can get 3 in. If you're smaller in size, definitely get 4 people in. As you can see, my driving position is quite tight, so that's as far back as the seat goes. And if I put my foot on the clutch, my knee just about touches. So if you're of the tall size, it's not recommended. The throttle's not bad. The throttle, I can put my leg all the way there, but yeah. If you're of taller stature, maybe it's not the car for you. But I manage quite nicely. I am comfortable. I have done long drives in it, and you do just start to ache after a bit of a longer journey. Of about 2 hours plus, but you know, for driving around, absolutely fine. It's starting to rain. Lovely stuff. Take you for a look around the outside. So around the outside, there's not much to report. It's just a nice little car, really. I'll just show you the back seat a bit better. That's the kind of room that you've got to deal with. Not much at all there with my seat that far back. The passenger side, you would have a lot better room, obviously, if that were a bit further forward. But I'd only recommend ever having 2 in it anyway, just because it's small. And if it's your first time car, you know, you're not that bothered. I mean, you want your mates in, course you do, but you've got a Chevrolet Matiz, so you're not going to be getting many friends, are you? I didn't anyway. Fluffy dice, just if you can. And then we'll just take a look in the back. So the boot space isn't too big, but you have got enough room, ample. If you lay the seats down, you do get surprisingly a lot of room. I've had 11 race tyres in the back of it before. Not quite 3 sets, I know. One of the tyres I just like stand up here. But I have had 11 race tyres in here, just on their own, no rims. I think if it had rims on it, I could only fit about 7 in. But you think of a car this size, it is impressive. But it's had all sorts in here. I've chucked front nose cones in it when they go for repair in Sheffield. Front barge boards, front floors, and they're quite hefty stuff, and it fits in. So yeah, surprising when the seats are down how much it can actually fit in, because the opening is about the size of what you can get in there, which is always helpful. Like the RX-8, you've got a big boots, but only a small opening, so you can't get big items in, which is a bit of a disadvantage, but this is quite nice. For underneath, as I mentioned in the previous video, screen wash, you do need it, so I always keep it with me. And then underneath, mine's got a complete tyre kit in, which, do you know what, I didn't even know, so that surprised me. And it comes with a space saver. I don't know why. The tyres are only the size of bike tyres anyway, but for some reason they've decided space saver is the way forward. Yeah, just because they can. But yeah, always carry that with you, because it goes down it quite quickly, this car, because it's only a small little So yeah, there you go. That is everything with the Chevrolet Matiz. I will just fire it up for you now, just so you can hear what it sounds like. And there you go. Sounds like a weapon, doesn't it? So, that's everything, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm only doing it because they're getting the views, because no one else is doing a Chevrolet Matiz on YouTube. I can't believe that. I thought everyone would have absolutely just, you know, worshipped this absolute weapon of a vehicle, but clearly not. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and much love. I always have a little jerry can with me, because I ran out of petrol once. That was my fault. I always have a high-vis jacket and a motorist safety triangle, because I had a rear stub axle failure once and it wasn't fun. And then in the here, what have we got in here? Well, as I mentioned in the previous video, this car has been a lifesaver for many other cars. So there are my jump leads. That's my power steering fluid. As I mentioned, I've got a slight power steering fluid leak. My cover for the windshield for when it freezes up, so when I'm at work I don't have to defrost it. A little first aid kit, a little St. John's first aid kit there for plasters, bandages and all your requirements. If anyone's pissing blood out of an artery, that's going to save it, that definitely. Pair of gloves and a hat, because the day I had a rear stub axle failure it was fucking freezing, and I was sat on the side of the A1 for 2 hours waiting to be recovered. they couldn't find me on the A1. Work that out. That was green flag, that. So no, it wasn't green flag, it was RAC. I do apologise to green flag, I'm with them now. It was RAC. So yeah, I was stood at the side of the A1 for 2 hours, freezing my tits off, so I always pack a hat and glove. And we've got trivia on the bog, just because when you break down, you know, you need something to entertain yourself, and if your phone's needed for emergencies, you've not got much charge left, then trivia on the bog is the way forward. A couple of little towels in there and stuff just for, you know, wiping your tears as you're waiting to be recovered once again. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So that's all that. That's not really related to the car, I'm aware of that, but you know, bit of extra content for you. Put that there, look at that, sexy. Wiper on the back.